My name is Lily. I say it in my mind over and over. The rain fell in heavy sheets, drumming a haunting melody on the windows of our old creaky house. The chill in the air sent shivers down my spine as I sat in the dimly lit living room, my thoughts racing in the gloomy atmosphere. My name is Lily, and this is the story of how I came to realize that the woman I had always known as my mother was not who she seemed. For as long as I could remember, I had lived with my mother in that isolated house at the edge of the woods. She was kind, loving, and attentive, always making sure I had everything I needed. But as I grew older, I began to notice peculiarities that left me with an unsettling feeling. The photographs on the walls told a story of my childhood, but the memories they portrayed didn't match up with the images in my head. One evening, as I was rummaging through a box of old photographs in the attic, I stumbled upon a picture of a family I didn't recognize. It was a faded photograph of a man, a woman, and a young girl. My heart raced as I stared at the unfamiliar faces. Who were these people, and why did this picture feel so strangely significant? I decided to confront my mother about the photograph. With the photograph clutched tightly in my hand, I entered the kitchen, where she was preparing dinner. "Mom," I began tentatively, "who are these people in this photograph?" She turned to look at the picture I held, her expression faltering for a moment before she smiled sweetly. "Oh, that's just an old picture of your father, me, and you when you were very young, Lily." My heart pounded in my chest. "But Mom," I stammered, "I don't remember them. I don't remember any of this." Her smile wavered, and for a brief moment her eyes seemed to flicker with something dark. "Lily, dear," she said, in a voice that was too soothing to be genuine. "Sometimes memories fade with time. You were so young then, after all." I knew I couldn't ignore the growing unease in my gut. That night, I took to the internet, searching for any information about missing children or unsolved kidnappings. My fingers trembled as I typed in the search terms, and then, as if the universe had conspired to reveal the truth, I stumbled upon a news article from over a decade ago. The headline sent a shockwave through me. "Kidnapped, girl found after years of searching." The article detailed the story of a young girl named Lily who had gone missing when she was just a toddler. The accompanying photograph was a composite sketch that bore a striking resemblance to me. My heart raced, and I felt a knot forming in my stomach. The article went on to describe how Lily had been taken from her parents' home, her whereabouts unknown until she was discovered by authorities in the house at the edge of the woods. A woman had been arrested, claiming to be Lily's mother. The police had never been able to identify the girl or locate her true family, but they had determined that she had been held captive for years. As I read the words on the screen, everything began to click into place. The woman I had called Mom, for as long as I could remember, was not my mother at all. She had taken me from my real family, stolen my identity, and raised me as her own. The truth was too horrifying to comprehend, and yet it explained the gaps in my memories, the strange feelings I had always suppressed, and the chilling aura that hung over our house. I had to confront her, to demand answers, and to confront the monster who had taken my life from me. With the article's printout in hand, I marched down the stairs, my heart pounding in rhythm with each step. I found her in the living room, sitting in her favorite chair, reading a book. I held out the article, my voice trembling with rage and fear. "Who are you?" I shouted, tears streaming down my face. "Where is my real family?" Her eyes met mine, and in that moment, the mask she had worn for years finally cracked. A sinister smile spread across her lips, and her voice dripped with a chilling malice. "Oh, Lily," she purred, "you were always mine. Your real family is long gone, just like your memories. You belong to me now." My heart felt like it was being squeezed in a vice, as the reality of the situation crashed over me. I had been living a lie, imprisoned by a woman who had stolen my childhood, my identity, and my life. The rain outside seemed to echo my despair as I realized the depths of the horror I had unwittingly been living in. As the truth sank in, I knew I had to escape, to find my real family, and to uncover the secrets that had been hidden from me for so long. The rain had let up as I ventured into the woods that had surrounded my prison for so long. The trees loomed tall and foreboding, their branches intertwined like the fingers of a cage. Every rustle of leaves seemed to whisper secrets, and every shadow seemed to hold a hidden threat. I walked for what felt like hours, my heart a mix of determination and fear. The unknown awaited me, and the weight of the truth I had uncovered pressed heavily on my shoulders. I was on a quest to find my real family, to unravel the past that had been stolen from me, and to confront the woman who had orchestrated this nightmare. As I walked, I noticed a worn path that seemed to lead deeper into the woods. Instinct told me that this was the way to go, that this path would lead me closer to the answers I sought. The trees seemed to grow closer together as I continued, their gnarled roots creating an eerie and tangled carpet beneath my feet. Eventually, the path opened up to a clearing, and there stood an old, decrepit cabin. It was small and weathered, its windows shattered and its wooden frames sagging with age. There was something hauntingly familiar about it, like a distant memory struggling to resurface. Hesitating only for a moment, I pushed open the creaky door and stepped inside. The air was thick with dust and the scent of decay, as if time itself had forgotten this place. My eyes fell on a small table against the wall, and my breath caught in my throat as I saw a photograph. It was a picture of a family, a man, a woman, and a young girl standing in front of the very cabin I now stood in. Tears welled in my eyes as I realized that this was my family, the family I had been taken from all those years ago. Their faces seemed so distant, yet achingly familiar, and I clung to the photograph as if it were a lifeline to the past. I could feel their presence in this place, as if their spirits lingered, waiting for me to come home. The sound of footsteps outside the cabin jolted me from my reverie. Panic surged through me as I realized I was not alone. I had to hide, to protect the fragile pieces of truth I had found. Frantically, I searched the cabin for a hiding spot, and my gaze fell on a trapdoor in the corner of the room. With a deep breath, I lifted the trapdoor and descended into darkness. The space below was cramped and musty, and as I huddled there, I strained to hear the voices above. The conversation was hushed, but I could make out the sinister tones of the woman who had raised me as her own. "You can't hide forever, Lily," she hissed. "You're mine, and I will find you."